Hello, women of the channel. I'm Jacquie Rives, your community leader, and welcome to a Woman of the Week. This week, I am very excited for us to get to know Dana Ryan, Vice President and General Manager for North America Infrastructure Solutions with Lenovo. Hi, Dana. Thank you for joining me.
Hey, happy to be here.
Well, I am very excited for us to get to know you. So let's start off with those icebreaker questions. Where do you live? And where did you grow up, if that's different?
Yep, it is different. So I live in Detroit, Michigan. So go Lions. And I'm from Texas. So I'm a native Texan from Houston.
Okay. What is maybe a fun fact or a little known fact that you're willing to share with us?
So, fun fact, I am a twin. I have a fraternal twin sister. She's still in Texas, and she is the evil one. I'm the good one. And I think she'd admit to that.
I'd love that, sisters. That's
Yes.
amazing. All right. Well, Dana, tell us a little bit about your career path and how you've reached this position you have with Lenovo.
Sure. So I started my career at IBM, started in services doing project management, then moved into sales. And I've done a number of different things over the years across many different business groups in sales and also doing some ops and technical sales as well. And so now I came back to my roots a couple of years ago and leading infrastructure for Lenovo.
Yeah, it sounds like you have a lot of different experiences that I'm sure help you in your position today. Awesome. Well, Dana, what is the most important risk you took and why?
So the most important risk I took was actually moving into sales. So I started my career as a project manager working in services, and I worked with a colleague that recommended me to move into sales. He was getting promoted. He was going to be the sales manager, and he's like, "Hey, you should take my job." And that was early in my career. I think I was like 22, 23 maybe, so very early in my career, which so it was a big risk because when
Yeah,
you go from having a salary to going on a quota and a commissions plan and never having done sales before, I was risking income, right? And so
yeah,
that was my biggest risk. And I sold servers for 6 months before I ever even saw one, which is kind of crazy. And then I look back now, and so many years later, now being able to come back to my roots and lead infrastructure for North America for Lenovo is amazing. And I often reflect on that. Like somebody saw something in me saying you should go try that, and I did, and it's really taken my career to where it is today just by trying something new.
that's a really cool risk to share. I just want to note, like having that presented to you at 22 was, pretty brave. To just all of a sudden kind of walk away from a little bit of stability, especially being younger in your career. So I commend you on doing that. And I have no doubt that you've probably paid that forward countless times on noticing strengths in people and encouraging them to take a risk.
Absolutely. It's a huge part of that's what I find the most joy out of my career is helping others and helping them achieve their career goals.
Yeah, I could see it on your face when you were telling the story. All right. Well, what are some patterns that you've noticed over the years at work and things that we could be doing better to advance our careers?
Yeah, that's a great question. So there's a lot of things. First, you have to know what you want, and at the time of your life that you're in, right? So oftentimes people think, I want to be CEO or I want to do this, but it may not be the stage of your life that you're in. So you really need to be very self-reflective of where you're at, what you want. And then one of the biggest things that I notice about folks is people feel like, hey, if I do a good job, I'm going to get promoted. I'm going to get that next promotion. I'm going to get that
Mm,
salary increase. Where oftentimes you have to take lateral moves in order to improve your skill set, improve your knowledge about different parts of the business, right? And so if I look at my career, every 3 years, I end up doing something different. And I didn't even realize it till probably about 8 years ago when I was reflecting. And I've taken so many lateral moves to different business groups, different running global accounts or running a geo business or running infrastructure or PC or solutions and services. So taking those lateral moves actually makes you more marketable because you understand the depth and breadth of the overall business. So that would be my biggest advice is don't get caught up on title, don't get caught up on promotion, but get caught up on learning the business and making an impact. Go for the things where you know that you can make a marketable impact, both in the role, but also in what you're learning for yourself and improving your skill set.
That is such great advice. I mean, even, as I was listening to you talk about this, like this is a conversation that people need to hear really anywhere in your career in, making that next move. And, just as you said, like a lateral move shouldn't be looked at as like, well, I'm just moving to the side, but getting those skill sets to then, achieve that next level that you're looking for. I know that in earlier my career, like that was something that I was I would be kind of like, "Oh, I don't know. Does this make sense? Is it a reflection?" But I have done a couple of those lateral moves and wow, just the astonishing amount of things that I learned that I had no idea of. So I'm so glad that we're talking about this.
Absolutely, and it helps you for your next role, right? And so it's just that
Yeah.
it's been the biggest thing as I look back over the years. It's really helped me be a better leader, a better mentor, a better colleague, is by being able to have that knowledge from different parts of the business.
Yeah, it also switches that mindset that that ladder is like it's a path that's straight up and, it doesn't work that way. And if anything, branching out and making different moves.
100%. Yeah,
Find yourself in a vice president role such as yourself one day, if you're open to the possibilities.
exactly.
Love that. All right. Well, we have a little time still. So I want to hit one more question. And that's, something that we talk about on the Women the Channel data survey. Like we're always looking to people on what are those characteristics that people look for in effective leader. So I would love to know what characteristics you possess that make you an effective leader.
Great question. First off, I have very high expectations of myself. So I have high expectations of the team. And so I think that whenever you think big, it's very important. So effective leaders think big. And so that's key. And then the second thing is I would never ask anybody to do something that I wouldn't do. I love to dig into the trenches if needed, right? So I'm not a micromanager. I love having leaders and individual contributors that run and own their business. They act like an owner, but if you need help, I'm here and I will dig in and dive deep into that. And the other areas that I think that I possess qualities is I'm very transparent. And so I like to have a collaborative team. And so I'm very transparent, a very good communicator and helping everybody understand and get bought in on the business. And then another thing that I'm just really proud of is I build awesome teams, like awesome teams. And so it's fun to be able to help people achieve their goals and hire internal and external talent to build like the best organization to help support our customers. And so that's my number one goal in everything that I do is how do we have the best team to support our customers and our channel partners.
Dana, you light up when you talk about this. And I just wanted to make note of that because I love that. That in itself is an indicator that you're very passionate about leading teams and building them up and making them better. It was an absolute joy getting to spend a little time with you. This time always goes by so quickly. I want to know more, but we will continue that conversation. So thank you for allowing us to celebrate you as our Woman of the Week.
Awesome. Thank you, Jackie. Thanks for having me.
Yes. All right, community, please give Dana your high fives and congratulate her as our Woman of the Week this week. And do share your insights because that's how we grow and learn together. So until next time, have an amazing week.